There are some things now, home or apartments, that, in my opinion, we totally underutilize. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More with Jan channel. Hope, as always, that everybody's doing well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a thing in a home or apartments that we underutilize, and it's so humble and it's so simple. You got to say, "You kidding me, Jan?" No, I'm not kidding. Talking about what? Food storage. Food storage. What do you mean? Food storage savers. Ever do you have like a closet or a cabinet or a bag or a corner in your room where they're just like overflowing with empty storage containers? Maybe you bought them, maybe received them with some food in it from a friend. They said you could keep it, that kind of thing. We need to utilize them more often. They are your friend. I want to step away for a second to mention something I saw about a week back. I saw a video, and it was referring to people that do ghost kitchens. I never heard of that expression, ghost kitchens, where people may be obtaining food from another food source and redistributing it. I don't know, either by sale or by purchase or by whatever the method they're doing. And some of the stuff that the pictures that I saw looked absolutely revolting, in my opinion. And people are paying for that. Here we are. We're blessed enough to have our own areas to cook with. May not be the most world's, most elaborate working space or kitchen, but it's your space, and you have some equipment that you work with, and you're under a roof, and you can do it. Consider that a huge blessing, considering all things in this day and age. I'm serious. I think a lot of times we take things for granted, or we're always whining, crying, and complaining about what we don't have, as opposed to let's focus on the abundance that we already do have. Just had to mention that for a minute. Just had to. So when I saw that video, I was gross. I was like literally grossed out. I said, really? And imagine people paying for such food like that. It just was just awful. Then another video was showing like how some of the fast food restaurants these days, because of economical reasons, they are cutting back in such a manner that like really the food portion sizes are really getting smaller. You may be purchasing what used to be considered a child's size amount of food. Is that where you want your hard working dollar to go with? No, no, no. Think of it that way. So let's go back to food storage containers, a humble little thing in our homes or apartments. And by the way, here's an easy trick that some people do and don't. You know those like Cool Whip type tubs? Okay. Those make great giveaway storage containers, or in a pinch, if you don't have, some people do not have storage containers. So work with the things that you do have. Now let's start utilizing them. Well, what do you mean, Jan? I mean, how? I'm on a tight budget. Exactly. Because you're on a tight budget, you want to turn 1 hour of cooking, a couple of meals at the same time, and store them. So while you have an abundance of food, let's say at any given time during the month, some people get paid mid-month, some people get paid early month. I usually always mention the early part of the month, but there are people that get paid in the middle of the month. Does not matter. Whatever time of the year you get your paycheck or income source, okay, that's what you work with, and shop as wisely as possible. Is it a bit more challenging to shop wisely these days? For some it is. For me, I keep using the old good old frugal toolbox because I'm used to it. But that's not to say everyone is used to it. No, some people are just learning about the importance of being frugal and how it can affect your whole really life, in a way. If you think about it, your lifestyle for sure. So I'm just saying. All right, so we have these humble little things called food storage containers. Okay, and if you don't, you could get some fairly decent one for discount, and save up the containers you have. Some people are opposed to that, but I think if you don't have containers, it's a good place to start if you can work with the ones you have. But those Cool Whip type ones are really great giveaways. If you're giving away, like someone does it feel great? Have a little bit of something that you could give to them. Uh, Put them in that, and they could keep the container. You don't have to worry about anyone returning it, and they don't have to worry about returning it. It makes their life a little easier as well. All right. So, great places to start with our food storage containers, making, as I call them, water based meals. Okay. I've heard this before. I didn't invent that terminology. Water based meals. Where do you start? Things like casseroles, things that you could spread, saucy meals like stew. Now, I know that we are entering the warmest seasons of the year. So instead of that, you could also work with pasta or rice, and make big salads. And what you can do, these are totally freezable. Pasta freezes very well. Rice freezes pretty well. These are things we can make in great abundance and share. You know, Food in the freezer is like money in the bank. I did an article about that many, many, many years ago. And I don't know what happened to it, but it was absolutely published. I just want to let you know. And I'm not, honestly, food in the freezer is like money in the bank. And basically, what I was saying, since I am sort of kind of a bean counter, and these days, does it hurt to be a bean counter? I say not. I think now more than ever, we need to count our beans. Listen, we all know that every single month has at the very least 28 days, but that only occurs once a year. For the most part, most months carry a 31-day average. So if you plan meals for the month ahead of time, and when I say by planning meals, plan components of meals, have enough proteins. For example, I'm going to work with the number 30, okay? I would like to plan to have cooked 30 pieces, 30 bags or 30 storage containers divided up, already cooked, of my protein, whatever that protein may be. And the ground proteins are the best because you could do a ton of things with ground beef, ground turkey, ground pork, ground chicken. You see where I'm going with that. So you could buy family packs of stuff, and you could cook them in advance to save yourself time, divide them up, put them away, put the 10 away. Then you could create enough, let's say, starches that you could put 10 away, mix and match. Then you could put 10 sauces away, or if it's all combined, put that away. Count in the number 30 in the beginning or middle of the month. Whenever you get your income source where you go grocery shopping, that is what counts. A little bit of planning, a little bit of timing. Isn't it nice to know? Basically, the whole gist of my message many years ago still stands all these years later. And I'm talking about maybe 20, 24 years later, still stands today. Isn't it nice to know you have food in your freezer for your main meal of the day, particularly if you have a family? Do I have to like really say? It's not good to always rely on overly salted, overly fast. After a while, people get so used to that kind of a taste, they kind of get too used to it. But what do I know? I'm just saying. Why can't we be prepared? May have a humble kitchen. Who cares? Does it work? You may not have an actual kitchen, but a workspace where you use, for example, a slow cooker, which, by the way, is a wonderful place to start when you're making meals of abundance. Slow cooker. Set it, forget it for a while. I didn't invent that phrase, but you see where I'm going with that. We can do things. Sit down and add up. Here's a fun challenge for anyone that's curious. Do the math. Imagine your favorite fast food restaurant. Imagine your favorite fast food item in that restaurant. Multiply that item by 31 days out of the month. See what number you come up with. Can you find ways to get around that? Suppose you're spending $2, $3 every day on French fries, which is insane when you could buy a whole bag of French fries, big one, the steak size too, for like about what, $4 in the freezer? Throw them in your air fryer and then what, 10 minutes, finish? No big deal. Come on now. There are things we could do. So I really do appreciate that we have humble things, we have humble equipment. And if you have that kind of a workspace, you work the best as well you can. There's nothing wrong with using your slow cooker. There's nothing wrong with using your instant pot. There's nothing wrong with it. The idea is to, as I call it, manufacture your own meals. I'm the type, I like knowing it's just a comfort to know if you don't want to work with a 30-day plan, cut it down in half. Make it a 15-day plan. That for the next 15 days, you are guaranteed, unless you're being nitpicky about things, and we all get nitpicky some days. And for those days, that's the day they have a couple of cans of something in your pantry you could break open and heat up. You have to do zero. No defrosting, no nothing. That's why it's important to keep stocking up. We'll talk more about pantry stuff, not so distant future. But for now, please utilize your food containers. Please count ahead. Be a bit of a bean counter just for the fun of it. If you don't want to work the 30-day thing, work the 15-day thing. Just knowing you have 15 main meals of the day, I call it that, your main meal, like your biggest impacting meal, whatever that meal is for you, okay? To do know that that is there. The rest of the time, you could always slap a sandwich together, like for the minor meal, as I call it. Some people don't want to cook breakfast at all. They could grab a cereal bar. Get them at the grocery store. Get them at the $1.25 store. Get those type of bars. And you could count how many are in a box and you could plan for the week. You don't feel like cooking, but you need a little nutrition when you wake up. You see where I'm going with this? Learn how to make your own yogurt, just even for the hobby and fun of it. You could get started easily, and there are wonderful videos out there that'll show you how to do that. It's really fun, actually. So we can do a lot of things. There are a lot of things we can do. We don't have to be a homesteader. We don't have to have a big farm. We don't have to live in the middle of like green acres. No, people even in cities, and especially city people, need to learn how to be a little more conservative with their foods. I'm saying that as a city person. So, I mean, thankfully, I learned that many years ago. Get foods that you can grow quickly. Like what? What are you talking about, Jan? Like pasta. Grow pasta. Well, pasta grows very fast when you're boiling it. These are foods that expand. I'm being a little facetious here, but we can homegrown our own manufactured by ourselves meal plans, menu plans, okay? So take 10 different favorite meals of yours, multiply it by 3, get all the components, do either the 15-day plan or the 30-day plan. Your family will not go hungry, and you will still be able to save.